name is Craig Gautrey, and today I'm going to be doing the football manager Brain Clough. Hello, my name is Jack Parkinson, and this is Yorkshire Television. Well, it was just announced a few days ago, Don Revie, the manager of the English football club Leeds United, has now accepted the FA's offer to become the new football manager of England. This will also involve him leaving Leeds United. However, when one man leaves, another man must step in to take his place, and that man is the man who joins me now, Mr. Brain Clough. Now, Brian, you'll be without your assistant Peter Taylor for the first time, and your surprising choice in joining Leeds United. Over the years, you've been very vocal of your criticism of Leeds. You've called Norman Hunter and Norman bites your legs off. I'm curious as to why you show such illiteracy to join them now, after your horrendous criticism of them over the years. Goodness me, it'd take me half an hour to explain all those words. Let me just say that Peter Taylor had the opportunity to come with me, but he chose to go to Brighton. But Brighton was his choice and Leeds is mine. Now on the subject of Leeds, they have not been playing happily. They wouldn't have played football that way if they were happy. It's clear Don Revie has not been looking after those boys. My biggest problem with Mr. Revie is, though, that it all started about 6 years ago when I just started managing for the football team Derby County. Hey, Peter, where are you? You've got to hurry up, man. We're going to be playing Leeds United in the FA Cup in a few minutes. This is the biggest chance we've got. These guys are legends. Look, the team's here now. I've got to go, but you got to hurry up, man. Excuse me. Hey, look, Mr. Revie, I'm the manager of the team. Mr. He just walked right fucking past me. Didn't even look at me. The smug bastard probably thought I was beneath him. And we ended up losing that game 2-0 to Leeds' dirty fucking tactics. And from that point on, I knew I was going to beat him. Beat him if it's the last thing I do. And I sent Peter Taylor to go buy us some good players after that. And he did. You guys signed on quite a few good players, and from what I understand, your chairman, Samuel Longson, wasn't very happy. But it did work out in your favour, and you did get promoted to the First Division for next season. Yes, that's right, and the next game we played, I think I proved I wasn't the best football manager in England, but I'm in the top one. It was against Leeds United, but I tell you, I was so fucking nervous, I couldn't even watch the game. I just kept waiting in my office, waiting for Peter Taylor to come in and tell me the results. We won, Brian. We won 2-1! Oh, you clever bastard. Who else could have brought us to this point other than you, Brian? I'm telling you, Brian, if we can beat this lot, we can go all the way, mate. And you did. You ended up next season winning the First Division, taking the title away from Leeds United, which I think was your main goal. And everything seemed to be going perfect for you. Yes, that's right. Everything seemed to be going like fairies and butterflies, and like nothing could go wrong, and that's what I believed for a while. Until the next time I versed Leeds United. My manager, Sam Longson, wasn't happy that I put on our strongest side against them. Didn't want any of our good players getting injured against Leeds. When I heard this, I was so fucking angry, I had to walk right into his office to complain. Did I hear you on the phone correctly? As the chairman of this football club actually asking his manager to lose against their biggest rivals? How dare you question me? Let me remind you, you may have been the chairman before I got here. Yeah, when Derby County were at the fucking foot of the second division. When no one had heard of them for 20 fucking years, and no one had heard of Sam fucking Longson ever! And that's where you'd still fucking be if it weren't for me, the bottom of the second division, with no league title, and no team, not without me, Brain fucking Clough! And if I remember correctly, you lost that game to what you said at the time was Leeds' dirty foul play. Yes, and I was right. A lot of my good players got injured too, ironically, and we ended up losing our next game in the European Cup. And worse off, Peter Taylor had a heart attack. The board and the chairman gave me a lot of grief. I was so sick of Sam fucking Longson at that point, I thought of a plan to get rid of him. I was going to threaten to resign, me and Peter, so the board would be forced to get rid of him to keep us. And I was almost sure it was going to work, no matter how much Peter tried to talk me out of it. And from what we understand, it didn't work out for you, did it, Brian? What are you doing? You weren't supposed to accept our resignations. You can't get rid of us. It'd be a disaster for the club. We could be one of the great teams, alongside United, Liverpool, Leeds. No, we ended up losing our jobs. Of course, Peter Taylor found us a new job working for Brighton, a team in the fucking 3rd division in the damn south. Of course, I accepted the job under the condition that they gave me a paid vacation beforehand. But while we were on vacation, I was approached by a man who was one of the board of directors for Leeds United, and he wanted me to take over as manager. When I heard this, I had to go tell Peter. Come on, Pete, they're the top team in the country. Look, I know we gave Brighton our word, but we can give back the money. Screw the money. This is the best chance we've got. Come on, I'm offering you the chance to come with me, Pete. Before I came around, no one had even fucking heard of you. Without me, you'd be nothing. Yes, and without you, I'd still have a job in Derby. A place and a home that I love, Brian. Oh, you may be the great one, Brian. The razzle and the fucking dazzle. Without me, without someone to save you from yourself, you're nothing. Yes, and that was the end of that relationship, but that was then and this is now, and I'm looking forward to a good, long-lasting relationship here at Leeds United. Well, thank you, Brian. It's been a pleasure having you here. Hello, my name is Jack Parkinson, and this is Yorkshire Television. But we just found out that yesterday Brain Clough has been sacked as manager of Leeds United after only 44 days in charge. The board says this is due to very poor results. Joining us now is Brian, but also joining us is the man he replaced, Don Revie, which he doesn't know about. Now, Brian, let's first start with you. What's your reaction to being fired in this way? Oh, you cheeky bastard. 6 weeks is hardly enough time to start in any job. And I'm hoping Don gets longer in his. Now, I can see you smiling, you smug bastard. You know I have every right to hate you after what you did to me. January 20th, 1968, see, I even remember the date. It was the 3rd round of the FA Cup, and you refused to shake my hand. You shook my trainer's hand, you shook Peter Taylor's hand after the game. What's your excuse? You didn't know who I was? Well, you bloody know now, don't you? Oh yes, Brian. We all know who you are now. We know you as the man who had a very good job in Derby County and managed to get the sack. A man who had one of the greatest assistants in English football history, Peter Taylor, and just threw him away. A man who was given one of the greatest teams in English football history, Leeds United, a team that in the last 10 years hadn't finished outside the top 4 and managed to bring them to the bottom of the 1st division. Oh yes, Brian, we all know who you are now. Well, I'm afraid we're going to have to go now, fellas, but Brian, we wish you the best in your future endeavours, and we wonder what's next for you. Hello, Pete. Look, you know why I'm here. I'm not going to get on my knees and beg. I'm just going to come out and say, oh, all right, Pete, I'm on my knees. I'm on my knees, right, Pete. I apologise unreservedly for being a twat. You're right. Without you, without someone to control my temper, I'm nothing. If you'll have me, will you please be my assistant again? Hello, my name is Dave Rimmer, and this is Yorkshire Television. Well, we just found out that yesterday, on the 20th of September, 2004, Brain Clough has passed away. He'll be remembered for most being in charge of Derby County and Leeds United, but he'll also be remembered for reuniting with Peter Taylor and taking over the club of Nottingham Forest, and bringing them all the way to win the European Cup twice in a row. This is a feat never matched by any other English football manager since. Brain Clough will always be remembered by most as the greatest manager the English national football team never had. That's it.